Looking for
performance capture stage. This is a world-class facility that Activision has made specifically to make its games. This is where Call of Duty World War II was made. The entire game was shot in this room right behind us. As you can see, there's already some rigging left up from their last shoot. I'm not quite sure what it is. I'm going to guess it's like some sort of military convoy, but who knows? It could be a circus performance. I'm not sure. We might find that out later on the show. I'm sure a lot of you tuned in with us on April 26th for the live announcement in London where they released the trailer for Call of Duty World War II. There's been some awesome fan excitement since then. There have also been a lot of questions, a lot of comments, some of which we are going to answer today. So people, we are live, so we are taking your questions now. If you aren't already, you have to go to the Call of Duty, the official Call of Duty Facebook page and ask your questions in the comments there. We're going to answer a lot of them live on the show. I actually already have one. This is from Alan, and he asks, what's the intent behind the series? Behind this series? It's a great question. Look, guys, it's 2017. Social media is what it's all about. Companies listen to you now, and that's what this series is for. We want to hear all of your questions and all of your comments about the game, and we want to give you as much information as we possibly can until the release of the game. So please don't be afraid. Ask us your questions. We're going to get to them. But right now, we have an awesome interview with one of the stars of the game, Josh Duhamel. He plays Sergeant Pearson, and he's going to tell us about his experience making Call of Duty World War II.
Into a bunker and that sand coming up in our face. There's so much imagination to what we have to deliver ourselves, but they give us a nice frame of mind within reference to the stage and what we can work with. Lucky for us, it was so well written in the cast, we fell into this brotherhood and bond together to where when we're in scenes, it becomes pretty real, you know. We can kind of visually see the stages that are built out, the levels, bring some real perspective on the scene that we're in. I knew this was going to be a great game since day one, truly. It's a story that's bigger than all of us. It's a story that's an epic, you know, retelling of one of the most, I don't want to say gritty wars of all time, but certainly one of the worst, you know, to remember. But it's important that we do remember that and respect that war. My first day here, working with the creative team, they showed me just a teasing bit of footage. And I asked them when they were done playing that 2-minute snippet, cut the lights off and let me watch another 2 hours, because to me it was a blockbuster cinematic feature. If you could see this game unfold all in one showing, it would captivate anyone. It would grab you and make you want to watch more and make you understand what was endured through this time. It carries that sense of fear, stepping into the war. This game is all about the respect towards those troops. You know, the generations that had to experience this, it's one of the most epic wars of all time. There's a lot of, I think, our generation that isn't aware of that. I will say this, capturing emotional intensity on a PCAP stage is very different, especially when you have the head cam on. Because if I have to walk up and approach you in a scene, deliver emotional range, I have to walk up and be able to give you all that feeling, but you also have these head cams on. You know, you're imagining the world around you. If we're on water, then we have to picture those waves crashing, splashing us in the face. If we're hitting the beach, you know, running up and diving.
This is going to be my 24th game that I am shipping over my career, my third Call of Duty franchise game. For World War II, I've been shooting for 3 years, coming up on 3 years. So this game is different in a variety of ways. Technology-wise, we're at an amazing place where we're going to get this tremendous emotional performance that's going to come through from the talent into their digital likeness. You know, on top of that, we're using a lot of really great digital technology now where we can load in the game world and have them actually perform on stage within this digital world. They can see where they're moving in the scene. They can see if they're climbing into a Jeep or they're climbing up onto a tank, and what they're doing, you know, they're actually seeing that performance on the monitors there while we're shooting it. So believe it or not, this is the back of a big military truck where they're going to get loaded in, and we'd be able to see on that monitor exactly what that would look like in the game. We're kind of doing our cinematography right here live on the stage while we're shooting, which is amazing as a director to be able to just move your talent around and move your camera around and be able to see virtually what that's going to look like in the game exactly. So in performance capture, here on this stage, we're shooting 3 very specific types of data at once. And all 3 of these pieces of data are perfectly in sync. So we have the audio capture, which is going to be all the line delivery. We have the facial capture, which is going to be everything that happens on the character's face during the course of that shot. And then on top of that, we're getting the actual physical body performance, right? So it's them moving around in the volume, or them climbing up into a truck, or getting out of a tank, or whatever that is. It's going to be getting that body performance as well. And so when I leave the stage, I leave with those 3 pieces of data for every single shot, for every single character. And all 3 of those pieces get assembled into one beautiful scene. On Call of Duty World War II, we're doing a few things differently than we've done before. For one, we have more cameras than we've shot with before, so we're getting a much higher resolution of data and all the capture that we're getting with all the characters, which means that it's going to be even more true to life. On top of that, the facial capture that we're getting for all of our talent is now using a stereoscopic camera system. So now we've adjusted our camera and we've added a secondary camera. So now, on top of seeing all this expression from the front, I'm also getting depth information. A good example is if I furrow my brow, or I grimace like that, my cheeks swell, right? You're getting a depth change in my face. And so now with the secondary stereoscopic camera, I'm able to see that sort of information, and that's able to really get the emotion out of these characters that, in the past that we just couldn't have done. In part, the camera technology has just gotten a lot better. They've gotten smaller. And so we've been able to adjust those positions and add that additional information to really get great performances out of the talent here in Call of Duty World War II.
No, I'm free to